they seem like a great idea and a better way to use the space.
Can't find parking? Try taking a seat instead. Columbia's Parklet project brings community buildings to unexpected places. And back on campus, masks are only required in certain areas. Find out where. But first, a student senator is in the hot seat due to her social media activity. Carolina Insider starts now.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Courtney McClain. Our top story today, it appears a University of South Carolina senator will soon be out of a job. It has to do with questionable social media behavior. Here with more on that is our very own Ty Young. Ty?
A student senator has backed out of her bid for re-election after troubling social media posts came to light. Anna Kelly is chair of the Health and Safety Committee in the Student Senate. Recently, she was actively involved in a group chat with members of an organization called Turning Point USA, a nationwide student group that promotes conservative values. Someone leaked screenshots showing the conversation, including some derogatory comments. Those messages included a homophobic slur and that USC student body has too many women and feminine men. In another page, someone complained that USC's GPA was going down because of diversity. The Speaker of the Student Senate has denounced the remarks, saying she utterly condemns discrimination and injustice, calling it important to recognize that such language is inappropriate in any setting. Kelly will reportedly give a statement during the Senate's discussion period this evening. Other senators are expected to use that period to speak against her and Turning Point USA. Back to you, Courtney.
The university just hit a new normal level of COVID-19 cases. Hear what you need to know about a recent change in mask mandates. Masks are now only required during class and medical facilities and on-campus transportation. U of SC interim provost and chief health officer announced that the change through email on Monday. Voluntary masking is still encouraged by the university and all other areas of campus. In other COVID news, South Carolina health officials will begin closing all COVID testing sites and stop daily case reporting starting March 1st. Officials say that the number of coronavirus cases and hospitalizations are decreasing at a rapid home tests are available. At the state capitol, the Senate Majority Leader Sean Massey has proposed a bill to prevent public employers from requiring a COVID vaccine. The bill also fines private companies requiring the shot $7,500 per person fired because of the mandate. According to DHEC, just 436 people tested positive for COVID-19 on Tuesday, and there were no COVID-related deaths. And just about 7% of tests are coming back positive. Experts say COVID has led to an increase in homelessness across the United States and here in the Midlands. Our very own Nick Kloss tells us what the City of Columbia and one local organization are doing to help.
When executive director of the Palmetto Conservation Foundation, Mary Rowe, noticed many people who have fallen on hard times were out on the Palmetto Trail, she decided to help by hosting a shoe and sock drive that they began back in 2020. But this idea to give back to those less fortunate came from a bigger issue in the area. The Palmetto Trail does have multiple campgrounds along the way for people to use, but they have run into the issue of people without anywhere to call home residing on the trail.
They were camping, and we realized that they were there longer than, normal campers.
The state of South Carolina has a total homeless population of 4,287 people. On any given night, Columbia and the Midlands has just over 1,200 homeless people out on the streets. It is widely thought that the COVID-19 pandemic has led to a higher number of homeless people. Dr. Joe Savage, a regional coordinator for the USICH, explained why that could be the case.
It could have impacted the rate of homelessness as people were getting close to eviction, particularly once the eviction moratorium was let go.
After the eviction moratorium was lifted in August, it was up to the local communities to decide how or if they would help residents with rent.
And landlords were like, no. Property managers, real estate owners were like, no.
There are resources in the area for the homeless that provide things such as access to essential services. However, only half of the homeless population in Columbia and the Midlands are in shelters. The rest prefer to make their own accommodations in public areas and places like the Palmetto Trail.
And finally today, some colorful change has come to the streets of downtown Columbia. New initiatives in the Columbia area are turning regular parking spaces into parklets. Parklets are add-ons to the sidewalk area that provide seating space and greenery, especially popular during COVID. Shane Shaughnessy is a community planner for Cola Campus and says parklets are perfect for Columbia.
Obviously, Columbia has very wide rights-of-ways, so being able to utilize those for something other than just vehicular traffic would be a very helpful thing for growing the city.
Private donors pay for this project completely, including paying for the artist, the construction, and the parking spaces itself. Columbia Campus plans to include more parklets in 2022 with Parking Day, where temporary spaces on Main Street are made into parklets. And that is all for this edition of Carolina Insider, a student production here in the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here next week.